Today, I wish to bring to your attention to some fuel rationing coupons from the former Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, which were issued from 1992 until 1995 due to United Nations sanctions. Before I continue further, I would like to specify which Yugoslavia I am referring to throughout the entirety of this video. For this video, I am referring solely to the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, which existed officially from 1992 until 2003. The 1990s marked the beginning of the end of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, having already been troubled by economic instability, along with rising ethnic tensions. This created a perfect ground for secession amongst the republics within Yugoslavia. This began with Croatia, Slovenia, and Macedonia leaving in 1991, and ended with Bosnia and Herzegovina leaving in 1992. At this point, only Serbia and Montenegro remained, and in late April of 1992, the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia was proclaimed. The response to these secessions by Yugoslavia was not a civil one. Apart from Macedonia, which had managed to escape unscathed, Yugoslavia responded militarily towards these secessionist republics. Its response towards the Croatian Republic would foretell the type of action the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia would take on other secessionist republics. Beginning with the siege of Dubrovnik in 1991 and into 1992, the Yugoslavian armed forces did not restrain themselves during battle. Besides looting, they also did not hesitate to destroy civilian housing and even cause minor damage to the Adriatic ports located in Croatia.
The Serbian-led National Navy has shelled Adriatic ports critical to valuable tourism and commerce. So the war between the well-equipped Serbian-led National Army and the lightly armed Croatians goes on.
Doing so earned the ire of the international community, which condemned the conflict, leading to imposed sanctions on the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia by the United Nations. Yet, this would fail to halt their tracks, as by 1992, the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia would fight against Bosnia and Herzegovina while simultaneously supporting the breakaway state of Srpska Krajina. This would prove to be the final straw, as the United Nations would impose Resolution 757 on the 30th of May 1992. Besides condemning the military actions undertaken by the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, this resolution would include several sanctions which would economically devastate and diplomatically isolate the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. The most important of these sanctions included the complete halt of all imports and exports of all commodities, with exception of medical supplies, and the reduction of diplomatic staff at embassies and consulates within the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. The combination of diplomatic pressure along with an indefinite halt on exports and imports with the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia would prove to be devastating. This would hold especially true to its fuel situation. Although the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia did produce its own fuel products and attempted to circumvent these sanctions, these efforts would not meet domestic demand. This can be shown in this graph, which shows a decline in gasoline production from 1992 to 1995 against civilian gasoline consumption. The same cannot be said for diesel production, as it is shown to have surpassed civilian consumption, which complicates this narrative slightly. This, however, can be easily explained by how it only encompasses civilian consumption, but does not include military consumption by the Army of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Bearing in mind the Yugoslav army must utilize diesel for its vehicles, the reduction in civilian consumption of diesel in this graph is really a result of the other remaining produced diesel being prioritized for military usage only. In response to these shortages, the Federal Republican Yugoslavian government introduced rationing for gasoline and diesel. Coupons were introduced, which limited how much fuel civilians and farmers could use. Here we can see some examples of these coupons. For our first example, we can take a look at this blue-colored 5 liters of gasoline coupon. The design on the obverse is relatively simple and features the year and month of issue, a serial number, a plain repeating watermark, and a red serial number at the bottom, and the name of the country FR Yugoslavia in the bottom center. For our second example, we have a green-colored 5 liters of diesel coupon, which could only be used for agricultural vehicles, as shown by the term poljoprivredni, which simply means agricultural in Serbian. The design is practically the same as the previous coupon, with the exception of its color. For our third example, we have a blue-colored 10 liters of diesel coupon. The design is again the same as the first and second coupons, which were previously shown. The reverse of all these coupons were not shown as they are simply blank. However, the government of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia wasn't the only entity issuing these coupons. Publicly traded companies too issued coupons as well. I had briefly mentioned how there were attempts to smuggle oil under the eyes of the UN into the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. One of these ways was to get non-government owned companies to import oil, which would make it easier to circumvent UN sanctions. It should be important to note that these coupons should be treated as supplementary coupons due to how they are denominated in dinars, which implies that these coupons could be bought at a fixed price and later redeemed in a petrol station in the case the government issued coupons could not meet civilian needs. Demonstrating this would be the 10,000 dinar voucher issued by Nafta Industrija Serbia, a publicly traded corporation, which could only be redeemed for diesel or gasoline. The design on the obverse is a bit less due than the government-issued coupons, which features the corporation's logo on the top left, a green underprint, a guliosh in the center right showing the number 10,000 in reference to the 10,000 dinar denomination, and a red serial number on the upper right corner. Yet, what can these coupons tell us? To put simply, it demonstrates an attempt by the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia to continue their engagement in the Yugoslav wars and their support for the breakaway Serbian states in Bosnia-Herzegovina and Croatia. It should be also noted that the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia attempted to continue this whilst being under United Nations sanctions, whilst introducing fuel rationing for its citizens, and also while it was slowly becoming an international pariah state, earning the ire of most of the international community. This would all end in 1995 with the signing of the Dayton Agreement, which established an uneasy peace and in turn ended the rationing of fuel in the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Normalcy, however, would not return for some time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this series.